Hey guys, it's your boy Sushi here with another Etheria restart video. So before we get into the video, I just want to say, guys, I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We have about 2 weeks left. So I would really appreciate it if you guys subscribed. I'm also giving away 2 monthly passes at the end of this month, one for Christmas, one for the new year. But if we can hit that 1,000 subscriber goal, um, by the end of the year, I will double that and we'll give away 4 monthly passes for any gacha game that you want. Okay, all you have to do is like, comment, and subscribe on this video, and you'll be automatically entered, and we will be pulling the winners live on stream. All right, guys, let's get straight into the replays. So the first replay that I would like to take a look at is this game against Chocolate. So this episode is really a lot about Lowen because I use Lowen quite a lot this day, and she's insane, guys. I absolutely love Lowen, not just because she has big mommy milkers, but she like is just that good. Okay, so let's walk through this. So Doki Doki ban, you guys already know, and this guy decides to ban Messiah. Cool, totally fine. That tells me that he's gonna play turn two, like pretty much, right? He's gonna play turn two if you don't pick Messiah. So I go Plume, of course. So he goes Ray Aya. Perfect. We have Aya here. I decided to pick Mio and then lock Lowen because Lowen locks down Ray Mary like for free, right? And I also know that he is going to play turn two because he banned Messiah, right? Because he banned Messiah, I know if I lock Lowen, if he picks more than one bruiser, or if he has more than one bruiser, right? Because I can ban it, I know Lowen can take care of one of them for free. Then I pick no, then he picks Tiamat on lock. That's literally free, bro. This is so free. And then Ling to heal, of course. So I go Heinrich as my last pick to mitigate the healing, right? Because I have wound here and then I'll have wound here as well. And then he picks Sylph as the last pick. So I played this game around Lowen, right? Because he only has two bruisers. Obviously, I'm gonna ban Ray Mary, right? I ban Ray Mary. All I have to do is lock down the Tiamat, and that's GG. So let's watch this game. Okay, so Plume goes first. I decide to S1 here. Okay, so really quick, guys. Let me pause that. Let me pause that. Okay. So if you guys, for example, depending on how you're speed tuned, right? Your Plume might go first. So if Plume goes first, like in my account currently, I might change it later on. I might make Nahor first. But in order to counter Reaper, in case people don't know, is instead of S3ing with Plume, which is a multi-hit, it's like 3 or 4 hits, something like that. You want to S1 because S1 lowers the chance of Aya resisting and then Aya getting pushed up. So if you S1, assuming that the Aya has around the same amount of effect accuracy, the same amount of effect res as your Plume's effect accuracy, they only have a 10% chance to resist the S1 from Plume. So sometimes I've lost the 90-10% and she resists and she cuts, but I think it's definitely a better gamble just to S1 here, especially if you have Nahor, because Nahor already applies that defense down, you know? So you guys can keep watching here. So Nahor freezes everybody. So when Nahor freezes everybody, Mio can push all of them back so they don't get a turn. I S3 the Tiamat. Okay, so Sylph gets her bullshit, right? Sylph cleanses. She heals Tiamat a little bit. Not a problem. Plume goes back, strips again. And then Aya pushes up. Still not really much of a problem here because Nahor is able to cut. We refreeze the entire team. Alicorn is nowhere to be found. But Tiamat manages to transform, but that's fine because I have Lowen. Lowen locked down her HP pretty well, counters her and stuff like that, so she doesn't do as much damage. Just in case somebody doesn't, someone doesn't know, a viewer doesn't know. Like I didn't know for a while either. But Tiamat does damage based on her max HP, but more importantly, her current HP. So if her HP is locked or if her HP is low, she won't really do that much damage. Okay, she really won't do that much damage. But you can see very clearly here, Lowen, look at that. Sylph healed literally nothing because Lowen's Exaltation reduces healing by like 60% or something like that. So my target now is if I can kill the Tiamat, that's GG's. Look, Tiamat does barely any damage. And then he gives up because Tiamat was gonna die the next turn, and the Amber already procs, so she was just gonna die, and then he can't really do anything. Lowen for turn 1, guys. I'm telling you, she is absolutely insane. I don't care what my viewers say. I built her for turn 1. She is much faster than like the regular turn 2 builds. Even if she has Bloodbath and Bulwark, that doesn't matter because I'm pulling her up. I'm using her specifically to CC1 unit. So my viewers, some of my viewers like to troll me and they say like, "Oh, that's a turn 2 Lowen." But I'm like, "No, it's not. It's a turn 1 Lowen." Okay, guys, that's a turn 1 Lowen. Next game here I want to take a look at is against blue here. You guys see I use Messiah here. I was like, fuck it. Let me use some Messiah. I feel like using the BBC, of course. So we have him as the first strike. He bans Heinrich. So usually what does banning Heinrich tell you? Most of the time, if you ban Heinrich, that means you're scared of his dispelling, you're scared of his block, and you're scared of his wound, right? So that usually means that you're going to play turn 2, okay? So he picks Ray Mary first, which means that I think he's on Amber, right? I think almost all Ray Mary's on Amber now. So he's worried about this wound. So he lets me pick Heinrich, or rather, he pre-bans Heinrich, and then he lets me go plume Mio, and we know Mio can wound, right? So he's willing to deal with one wounder, just Mio, and not Heinrich as well, which is totally fine. So then he picks Lily and locks Freya. Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking he's pivoting turn 1. Okay, he's definitely gonna pivot turn 1, and let's see what I can do. Like, how do I deal with this turn 1? So how I dealt with this turn 1 is I decided to lock Messiah and pick Suki. Okay, so by locking Messiah, that tells me what? That if I get one turn, you're most likely gonna lose. I'm gonna cleave the living shit out of you. At this point, he has Rin picked as well, right? He has Rin picked as well. So I'm like, okay, I need to nuke him. One shot, he dies, and then I win. So then he ends up picking Lowen as his last pick. So I was like, okay, that doesn't matter. Messiah can one shot Lowen regardless. So then I decided to go with Nahor for one extra layer of CC, but also for an extra layer of defense down. That way I can one shot his entire team, both Lowen and Ray Mary, like pretty much guaranteed. And that allows me to defense down even if he bans Plume, right? But he decides to ban Mio here, and then I decide to contest his speed by banning Lily. Okay, guys, I'm not even that fast, just so you know. But I decided to ban Lily here, and then at this point, if Freya is able to push up Rin to the point where Rin can just one-shot my whole team, okay, I lose. That's what I have decided to gamble on, and then let's see what happens here. Okay, so my Freya goes first. Oh, no, his Freya goes first. But my Plume manages to cut entirely, and then that's pretty much GG's. Right, so Plume cuts. Honestly, I think he should have banned Plume, not gonna lie. Because Plume messes up your whole turn order, you know? And then I pretty much CC his entire team. Everybody dies. Ray Mary comes out, but I'm able to tank one shot of Ray Mary, right? Because her turn already went, so she cannot cut here. Suki, I bring back. I think I bring Mass back up here. Yeah, she's dead. And then all I have to do is slowly chip away at the Lowen. But Lowen, as a solo unit, is pretty strong. But if you taunt the Messiah, you're going to take a lot of damage. And she has defense down, and she got frozen by Nahor. That's pretty much GG. So a very nice BBC game right here, guys. I also recently got Messiah, like just this week, like yesterday, the shop reset, and I finally got Messiah P2, so now he has proper crit rate. The game that you guys just watched, he only had 96% crit rate, but now that I got P2, I have 104% crit rate on him, so I'm going to try using Messiah a lot more. And I plan on eventually maxing out Messiah as well, because he's the BBC. You guys already know, the Cleave God. He's literally a god in this game, guys. All right, let me take a sip of water. I slurped it extra loud for you guys. Okay. So this game against the Chakas here. Doki ban, Messiah ban. Messiah ban once again. He's most likely going to play turn 2. So what happens? I go first. I always pick Plume first. If I go first, he goes Ray Mary Fuchu, right? Standard. You guys know this now. These are the top 3 characters in the game right now. So you have to pick them pretty much. At least one of them, right? So then I decide to pick Mio and lock Lowen because Lowen just shits on Ray Mary, bro. Shits on Ray Mary. So then he goes Aya, Locke, and then Sylph on Alicorn, I'm pretty sure. And then what do? I pick Nahor to deal with the Aya, right? To freeze her, right? I can just gamble the S1 from Bloom and then freeze his entire team. And then I pick Freya. The reason why I pick Freya is because I don't know what his last pick is going to be, but looking at his current draft, right? He only has one damage dealer, right? Literally, Ray Mary here. So I'm thinking at this point, we don't know that he picked a Ting yet. So I'm thinking, okay, Lowen is locked. Whatever character, whatever fifth character he picks, Lowen will lock it down as long as she goes before him, right? As long as she goes before his fifth character. So what do? I pick Freya to guarantee, pretty much guarantee that my Lowen will be able to lock down whatever his fifth pick is. So for some reason, he decided to pick the Ting here. I think this was actually a pretty close game, despite him picking the Ting and not having in actual damage dealer. But of course, I've been banning Ray Mary pretty often, and I have been very successful in that. So I'm just gonna keep banning Ray Mary. So let's watch this game. I don't remember if this game was the really close game or not, but I don't think it should be. There was a game with the Ting that was really close that I somehow managed to win. So we'll see that. Also, guys, I might show some losses in this video as well. I've only been showing wins, but I've been showing losses. I might show losses because someone commented that CC is so OP, and I'm like, no, it's not. I'm only showing the games that I win. I have like a 49% win rate. But anyway, the Ting is the only one here that can do damage, so I'm going to S3 on the Ting and lock him down, even though he heals here, but not a big deal. Freya manages to cut, but the Ting, you guys know, negates the pushback, right? He didn't get pushback at all, which is totally fine. The Ting comes up, he S3s, also totally fine. And now I start whipping him. Now Lowen starts whipping him, and it's going to be pretty close, honestly. I think this was the game that was really close. So S3, I get rid of all the Sanctolin and all this stuff. The Ting is not going to be able to put up another Sanctolin, right? At this point, I'm playing aggro at this point, guys. If you guys don't know, aggro means you deal with the biggest unit that is a threat to your team. So the Ting is the biggest threat right now. So I'm going to deal with him. So I missed my S2 on there on the Ting, which is unfortunate. But Mio manages to freeze everybody else, which is totally fine. Aya gets to purify, whatever. Then I keep going in on the Ting. Once he's dead, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because he's going to die the next turn anyway, so the guy just gave up. The Ting cannot do anything. As you guys can see, you get locked down by Lowen very easily as a turn 2 player. You know, like she locks down anybody. Let me see, is there any loss I can show you guys that is like a very clear, like, oh, I lost because my CC didn't hit, you know? Because it's not like guaranteed. It's legit not guaranteed. Was it this game? No, I don't think so. This game I lost because I should have banned the Ting there. This game, we'll watch this one. We're gonna watch like all the wins pretty much. But I'll try to find a good loss or two later in the video. So this is against this Chinese player. So he gets the first pick. Okay, so very interesting. He first picks Lily, but he pre-banned Tiamat. So I know that for sure he's going to play turn 1, right? Because he's going to lock Lily. Lily is most likely his fastest character. Okay, so we give it to him. So I know that we have the second pick. So since it's a speed contest, Freya must be picked, right? So Plume Freya, of course. Then he goes Suki and locks Mio. Okay. So at this point, I'm looking at this, right? I'm looking at this. It's like, okay. He hasn't picked Ray Mary yet, right? He picks Suki. That means he's going to cleave. He wants a Messiah. He wants a Yeli. All right, fuck it. I decide to lock Lilium here to counter the Mio, to counter Mio's pushback, but also to counter Mio's freeze and all that stuff. So guaranteed, my Lilium will get at least one turn, and she might be able to nuke somebody. She might be able to stun the whole team, and then that's GG's from there. So at this point, he picks his last two characters. He picks Mass. All right, easy ban right there, right? Very easy ban on Mass. And then he picks Rin. So whenever I see Rin, whenever I see RC 77, whenever I see like any other characters with like Revelation stuff like that can are especially blue, I just pick Hoi Yan. There's no question you pick Hoi Yan here. So I also noticed he didn't pick Ray Mary. I was like, okay, the fuck? So let me pick Ray Mary because your team's squishy as fuck. I get one turn, you lose. Then I also pick Hoi Yan. I get one turn, you lose because if you kill Hoi Yan, she's going to kill you and then she's going to revive somebody. And then also Lilium is another, if I get one turn, you lose type of character in this situation, in this turn one versus turn one situation. So of course, the obvious ban is ban Messiah because Messiah would nuke the living shit out of my team. Everybody will die in one shot because he ignores all the passives. So let's see how this game turns out. Or turned out. Okay, so his Lily goes first. No problem. He brings up Rin. He has no choice but to S3. He didn't kill anybody except for Lilium because of the White Fang. But at that point, my Ray Mary nukes him, cuts, and that's pretty much GG's. He really had no choice. For that game, I definitely won before the game even started, right? That's one of the good things about reviewing your games and why I put out these videos for you guys, because you essentially, most of the time, not most of the time, but there are some situations where if you draft way better than your opponent, you already won before you even started the game. You probably could just put the game on auto. You know what I mean, guys? So that's why I'm putting out these videos, so that all of us, myself included, because I'm still learn how to draft better. And then you win as soon as you're done drafting. It's already GG's. No RNG required, no CC required. You just know you win. How about this game versus Verso? Yeah, let's watch this one. I think this is a good example of me banning the wrong character. So let's watch this game here. So I got first pick. Okay, I'm going to pick Ray. I'm going to pick Plume. He bans Ray. He picks Low and Fuchu. Totally fine. So Low and Fuchu means what? Defense scaler. I want Nahor. So I pick Nahor and Mio for pushback. So at this point, I'm already thinking, if I can push him back enough, he's not taking a single turn at all. So then what do? Or what does he do? He locks Ling and then puts Aya on 4. And then I decide to pick Freya, right? Push them back. Just perma push them back. And I decide Mari here for the extra attack buff that I have for pretty much the entire game. And then further petrifying, further pushing them back. And then he picks Lilium last pick. So Lilium last pick was a very good pick from him. In hindsight, I lost because I did not ban the Lilium. Because I have Nahor here, I should have just gambled. Even if he didn't ban Plume, I should have gambled Plume's S1, push everybody back, petrify everybody, all that stuff. But I should have definitely, in hindsight, banned the Lilium. At this point in the game, I'm still learning how to use Nahor and draft better. I'm drafting better every single day, guys, because I stream every single day and I'm playing RTA every single day. But in hindsight, if I banned the Lilium here because I had no way to kill Lilium, which I'll try to fix with more Jackals on my account, but if I had a way to kill Lilium, that would have been GG's. But Aya was technically the correct ban. I just couldn't deal enough damage to Lilium here. But in hindsight, I should have banned Lilium or maybe even picked Heinrich instead of Mari here for revelation damage on the Lilium. So let's take a look at this game. Okay, so my Freya goes first, of course. No core. I tried to S2 on the Fuchu so I can push everybody back. And then I S3 here. Yeah, unfortunately, the Lilium stays alive. Maybe I should have just S3'd. I could have, actually thinking about it now, I could have just S3'd with Nahor as well. Maybe if I S3'd with Nahor and she had defense down, my team might have been able to cycle and kill her anyway. Yeah, I think so. Okay, looking back now, even without Heinrich here, I think I could have won. I should have S3'd on Nahor at the beginning of the game, put the defense down on Lilium, right? Put the defense down on her, and then let Fuchu heal or whatever, right? Let Fuchu heal or whatever she needs to do and put up the buffs. It doesn't matter, because the only real threat is Lilium at that point. Lowen I can deal with later. So in hindsight, S3 with Nahor right off the bat. Leave Fuchu alone, it doesn't matter. Get the defense down on Lilium, focus the Lilium, kill the Lilium, and then focus Lowen, and then I would have won that game. So a small misplay and maybe a slight misdraft from my part as well. But that's okay, guys. What's important is that you learn and you get better for next time, because those situations will come up again. So I thought that was a very good example of why I lost there. Okay, next game, this is a dub right here. He pre-bans Selins, which is pretty crazy. So I think when you pre-ban Selins, I was asking my chat, if you pre-ban Selins, it's because you play turn 2 and you don't want Tiamat to lose her stacks. You don't want Ray Mary to lose her stacks, stuff like that. Take another sip of water. Okay, so he gets the first pick here. He picks Ray Mary. Totally fine with me. And then this is when I start second picking Lowen. Every time they pick Ray Mary or they pick Ray Mary first, I second pick Lowen, no question. So we have Plume into Lowen because Lowen is gonna lock her down for free. Then he picks Freya and then locks Aya. So a lot of turn two players have been picking Freya, and in my honest opinion, that's not really too big a deal unless you're gonna pivot turn one. Because unless you're gonna pivot turn one, Freya is not gonna push your team past a turn one team, right? It doesn't matter. So this, in my honest opinion, unless you pivot to turn one as a turn two player, this is a wasted pick, and this is a pretty much like you could I could ban any other character here and then leave Freya. She gets a small push, but it doesn't matter anyway because they're not gonna outspeed a normal turn one team. Okay. So he locks Aya, totally fine. What happens when you lock Aya? I lock Nahor, and then I freeze your entire team, and they can't get pushed up. Totally fine. And then I also pick Mio here for more pushback against Reaper and another layer of CC and freeze, wound as well, in case I don't decide to ban the Ray Mary. And I can wound her and I can kill her. So at this point, we're going to talk about combos, okay, guys? So I saw this in one of Sturby's videos a long time ago, and he talked about drafting with combos. And I didn't really know what he was talking about yet at that time because I was still a noob, right? I was just nuking everything or just Messiah pushing everybody up, killing everybody, whatever, right? But now I'm starting to learn about combos. And what I mean by combos is that we have Lowen here that is not locked, right? She's not on 3, so he can ban her. So then I also pick I pick Mio here because that's double wound. What does double wound do? Both Mio and Lowen deal with Tiamat, deal with Ray Mary, totally fine. So that's a combo. So even if he bans one of them, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna cook him anyway. And then he picks Lilith and then Veronica here. So seeing this Veronica last pick, very obviously Heinrich cooks Veronica because buff block, all that stuff. So I pick Heinrich right there. And this is another combo, okay, guys? For CC players, you want 2 strippers in case they have Bulwark and you want to strip them. So I have Plume first pick, and it's a very good Heinrich last pick here. I wasn't too sure to pick here until he picked Veronica because Veronica tells me, oh, you want to steal immunity, you want to soul ward, you want to survive another turn, but Veronica can't do anything if Heinrich puts his buff block on first on the entire team. So he decides to ban Plume here. I'm looking at his team. His team is pretty slow. Looking at comparing him to my team. So easy. I ban the Freya. I get the initiative, and then he just gets cooked pretty much. So let's watch this game. Okay, so let's see what happens here. Nahor goes first, so very easy. S3, even though 2 of them are on Bulwark, because I don't want Aya to do her stupid shit. Okay, this is totally fine. He steals the Soul Ward from my Lowen, no problem. That Soul Ward, that immunity is gone, except for Aya, but that's totally fine. And then I freeze everybody. I decide to lock down the Lilium here. Because, not the Lilium, sorry. I decided to lock down the Lilith here because if I get 1 turn of CC, I'm cooked. But I am okay tanking 1 Ray Mary hit because I have another layer of CC. And then also, if you guys look, Aya can't come up, right? The reason why I focus my S3 on Lowen on Lilith is because Aya can cleanse. If Aya cleanses that Lilith and she gets a turn, I just get nuked. But most of the time, you can tank 1 Ray Mary S3. You cannot tank 2 as a turn 1 player, but you can definitely tank 1. And at this point, the only character left that can do any damage is Veronica with her S2. So I kill the Veronica, and that is pretty much GG's, bro. Lowen is so good at locking down any character, any single character in the game. They will get locked down. That will be GG for them, pretty much. So I lock down the Lilith there first. Then I deal with the Ray Mary, and that's GG's. So very good game there. Whether or not his Veronica cut wouldn't have mattered because Heinrich is just that good, right? We need more strippers and buff block and wound block like Heinrich because he wanted to play Veronica. Heinrich would buff block before she goes or strip it after she goes. Doesn't matter right there. So very good game. Very good drafting there. I lose to him the next game. Let's take a look at this. I think I lost here because he got lucky. I banned the Lilium here like I mentioned earlier, right? I lost because I didn't ban the Lilium. So I decided to ban Lilium here and then leave the Aya here. I think, like I said, I think I lost this game because I got unlucky. He got some very lucky cleanses or something like that. But the draft is, you guys pretty much know the same. I don't really have to talk too much about the draft here. But I did first pick Lowen here because he banned Plume. So it is what it is. I decided to... I could have taken Raymary, but I wanted to play Lowen, you know, so it is what it is. So Nahor goes. Okay. S3 on everybody. Heinrich goes. So let's see what happens. I forgot exactly what happened, but I think he got a very lucky cleanse somewhere. I S2'd because I thought I could kill the Raymary. Actually, in hindsight, maybe I should have S3'd. Maybe I should have S3'd with Mio. Not too sure. Okay, so I freeze everybody again, right? Oh no, there. That's why I lost. This is why I lost. So I didn't get the freeze on Aya, and then Aya got to cleanse the Raymary as well. Now she's gonna... I'm trying to push back the Raymary here, I think. Yeah. And then I'm dealing with the Raymary, but I got some unlucky CC on Aya. Maybe if Aya got CC the second game, I could have won that. But he does a pretty good job of not using his S3, right? He does a pretty good job at not using his S3. He's keeping his S3 because he knows that I can't kill the Raymary quickly. So maybe I could have picked instead of whoever here. Oh, I remember this game. This game was terrible. This game was terrible here. He has too much healing here. I remember now. Sorry guys, I'm just blabbing. But he has too much healing here. I should have picked someone else instead of Mari here. Maybe I should have picked a damage dealer. Oh, I remember now. Sorry guys, I'm just rambling, but I remember now. I should have last picked Messiah here. I should have last picked a big damage dealer here. So just nuke one of them down. So he took Lilium, right? So I had to ban Lilium. But I should have picked like Messiah, Yeli, even Rin. Even Blue Rin could have been really good there. Just some big damage. Or maybe even Heinrich, right? Yeah, so I lost there because I drafted a little poorly there. And I got unlucky on the CC on Aya. Maybe I could have won if I CC'd the Aya. Okay, we'll do one more game here. This is going pretty long now. So we have this game here against SRP Alma. I get the first pick. He bans Messiah. So what does that tell me? I'm going to go Plume. I go Plume. He takes Raymary and Lowen. Okay. So at this point, I'm thinking he's going to play turn 2. Definitely, right? And Raymary's the biggest threat always. Lowen is not that big of a threat compared to Raymary as a turn 1 player. So at this point, I'm already thinking to ban the Raymary. So I have to deal with Lowen and any other bruisers that he might pick or any other healers. So of course, I go Nahor. And then Freya in the middle. Why Freya in the middle? Because if Freya... I'm playing the Freya cycling type of style where if I get that initiative, which I usually do if I lock Freya, I can just keep CC and keep lapping him or over and over again. He doesn't get a turn at all. So then he decides to lock Aya, which is standard, right? You lock Aya because she might be able to cut. And then he picks Lilith. So Lilith tells me, well, this is a CC, right? CC Lilith should be decently fast, especially if Aya pushes her up and she'll be able to cut. So I decide to pick Lilium on 4 because Lilium will get that one turn. Lilium will nuke or stun the entire team. That's good. And then I also pick Mio here just for further pushing back an extra layer of CC and wound. And then he picks the Ting last here. Okay, so at this point, I'm thinking I have a very good team right now to cycle and push them back because I'm guaranteed to go first. Because I have Freya locked, I am guaranteed to go first. Who is the only character on the other team that if they get one turn, they will nuke the living shit out of my team and I cannot do anything. That is Raymary. I ban the Raymary. He bans the Plume. Let's watch this replay. So him banning Plume is actually good for me because then I get the free CC on Nahor. But what do I actually do? The Ting, if the Ting gets a go, the Ting will cook my whole team. So the Ting is the biggest threat right now. So I just nuked the Ting. I let the Aya go. Not that big of a deal. Why? Because I have S2 on Freya. And look, the S2 on Freya, nobody gets stunned. God bless Freya. He gets his S3 up with Lowen. He taunts my... He puts Exaltation and he taunts my Lilium. That's totally fine. I get the freeze here. Boom. Okay, Mio goes first, pushes everybody back. Goodbye, Aya. Never mind, Aya didn't do anything. Oh my god. But at this point, my biggest threat is definitely Lowen. My Lilium did not get taunted. So just a quick tip for you guys. Taunt counts as a hard CC, so Lilium cannot get taunted. So he needed to kill Lilium with his first S3 on her. Otherwise, she gets to do that, and then he doesn't have any more damage dealers, and then I just CC cycle, and then he would lose, and he gave up at that point. So what game was that? That was against this one, right? So that will be it for this video, guys. We had 2 losses in there and a little like what's the right word? Like review of why I lost, how I could play better. I think it's really important for you guys to do that if you're very serious about pushing further into RTA and getting better at the game. Okay? And those are all of the replays. So if you guys liked the video, you found it helpful, you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on this video. All the stuff about the 1K subs and the monthly pass giveaways and stuff like that for end of year, you guys already know. And that's pretty much it for this video. I stream every single night, both on Twitch and on YouTube, guys. If I don't catch you on the stream, I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay? Bye.